Hey, hello, how are you? Good to join my first live. Um, Sorry, the internet's a little bit slow. I want to discuss the Artemis. Was it real? Was it fake? Um, let's go, guys. Let's build. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, let's discuss the Artemis. I'm gonna put it up on my in the background. Any questions, guys? Do you want to chat? Let's talk. If you don't believe me, if you want to have a go at me, if you believe the Artemis is real talk, if you think it's conspiracy, moon landings, flat Earth, COVID, whatever you want to talk about, I'm all for it, guys. So, good to see you all. I personally think that uh, the Artemis moon landings are all real, definitely happened. Way too much evidence to suggest it's not happening. Um, Curvature of the Earth is one clue. The moon landings, we've got reflectors. Um, in space, we've got not just professional astronomers, we've got amateurs as well taking pictures all over the place. So when people say moon landings and the flat Earth and all that sort of stuff, it's kind of difficult to believe. Please, guys, please ask me questions. Flat Earth, flat Earth. Are we into flat Earth? Come on, guys, let's go. If you, as you can see, Artemis is happening. Let's let's see what else we can bring up. Bloody adverts. Go, guys. Any questions? Please ask questions. If you can tap the screen, that'd be great. Anything you want to ask me, I'm open. It's my first live. I've only been doing TikTok on this channel for about 2-3 weeks, and already I'm at 970. So obviously I'm doing something right. Uh, Sorry about the adverts. Absolutely. How can you not say this is not real? I've seen some comments on Facebook saying it didn't take off. Hello, user. How are you? That's fine. Didn't want to. I thought it was going to go live. That's okay. If you can press the like screen, guys. If you're going to come in and come out straight away, at least press the like for me, please. I'm trying to build a little studio in here, so in future I can. Yes, I know it took off. I agree. It did take off. Pro photo. Thank you for your comment. I absolutely agree. It did take off. Of course it did. But there's still a lot of people this morning and yesterday saying it was fake, CGI, especially in the flat Earth groups and the moon landing hoaxes. See, they can't believe in it because if they believe in it or accept that it was real, they have to question all their other beliefs, and so they're all coming out with things. It shut out just before supposedly the firmament as the Windows. If you look at some of my posts, press the likes, guys. If you just tap the screen, I'd be so grateful. I'm not bothered about roses or anything else. It's just my first one. Um, Please share the live, guys, if you can. That'd be so great. I really would appreciate that so much. I appreciate everything. 100%. Because it's not just one thing they'd have to see. If you're a flat earther in particular, for me, it's you're kind of like at the bottom of the barrel in terms of conspiracies. So they probably believe all the other ones. So if they question this, especially the moon landings, it kind of wrecks their firmament beliefs. It wrecks the dome. It wrecks the fact that the moon is supposed to be inside the dome and the sun is supposed to be inside the dome. So thanks for the likes, guys. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and do as much as I can. I'm going to keep with some of my videos. I'm looking at all conspiracies, not just the Artemis and moon landings and flat Earth, but also COVID. There's a few conspiracies I want to look at. There's one guy who is telling people that the Manchester Arena bombing of a few years ago was fake. I can tell you that wasn't, and that's a pretty sick one. So at the moment, I'm looking into that one at the moment for investigation. I'll probably do that on my YouTube channel because it's going to be a long investigation. I really want to target this guy because it's a pretty sick um, conspiracy he's putting out there. Thanks, guys. All the likes, so grateful. But in particular, I suspect of the conspiracies, flat Earth and moon landings is going to take up a lot of my time. They seem to be more zealous, more militant about their beliefs. You've got the ones on the religious side of. Thank you, Pro Photo. Absolutely love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for top one. Thank you, everybody. Sorry if I pronounce your names wrong. I do apologise. Thanks for the rose, guys. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I'm not massively bothered about gifts, but it does mean a lot because it gets me up on the viewers, and TikTok does push it out more. Ice Guy, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Tartan, JPL, any questions about any conspiracies really? COVID? Do you think COVID real? Do you think vaccines are fake? Do you think that? Do you think COVID was designed to control us? I can tell you, I work in the health system here in Australia, and sorry, adverts. So to say that COVID is fake control, you wouldn't say that if you could see just how much money countries are throwing have thrown at COVID. Even now, countries pretty much tanked their entire. I'm going to turn this down, guys. Sorry, I didn't realise how loud it was. There we go. I mean, countries have pretty much tanked their economies just to pay for all the stuff. Thank you for the roses, guys. Honestly, it really means a lot. Thank you for all the likes. I really do appreciate it. Whether you're into conspiracies or not, I do appreciate and I do value. I Mount Truths, I user. Thank you for joining, guys. I don't know if you can see that. My plan eventually is to get a green screen, build a little studio, mini studio just there, so I can do a lot more. And hey, I'm from Australia too. How are you? And whereabouts are you? I'm Sydney. Won't go into too much detail. According to flat earthers, to some of them, Australia doesn't exist. So there's another one for you. Cairns, brilliant. I'm Sydney, beautiful place, Cairns. Despite my accent, I'm Australian. I was born in Perth, raised in England. Apparently, they are filtering some of the comments, so I apologise if they're not coming through. For me, they're all welcome. But I promise I will. Any likes and anything. So if you can follow as well, that'd be great. I promise I won't do it now. I'm not very technological, but I promise as soon as I get off this, everyone who's joined and liked, I will do the same. Okay, RIP Glover. I don't agree with you. I personally don't see any evidence for it. I understand you look at the horizon, but for me, the horizon dips below eye level, which means curvature. But thank you for your comment. I do appreciate it. If you can press the likes for us, guys, especially even flat earthers, if you want, you are appreciated here. I don't agree with you, but on all my videos, I don't delete any comments. I always like them. I appreciate it. Okay. Have you got proof of that? I mean, that's the only question I always say to flat earthers is, do you have proof? Because if if you haven't got proof, it's just claims, And I'm not trying to knock your beliefs. I really want to. Oh, thanks for following, guys. Thank you so much, RIP Glowy. I promise you, after I've done all this, I've just maybe in a few hours after I've finished, I will follow you. I promise. And I do appreciate. Actually, I could probably do it on my phone. You are currently. Thank you for sharing, guys. Everything you do, guys, is well appreciated here. I do love you all. I promise you that. So thanks for the likes, Glory. I do appreciate that. I promise you. I don't agree with you, but I appreciate it. I want this to be a channel that, although I will be pushing flat globe, sorry, and I will be trying to debunk flat Earth. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not an engineer. I'm not as highly educated as some people in the flat Earth and the globe community, with all the mathematicians like MC Toon and Flat Earth, Fight the Flat Earth, and Cats, and even now Brian Mays, who's coming into it. I think they're fantastic. I'm not as educated as them. I'm trying to look at it real. I'm trying to get into the mindset of conspiracy theory so I can at least understand, not necessarily agree. Yes, we're all on a journey for truth. I hope you are open minded on that and not dismissing everything. Because if you're going to critically think, then you really need to look at some of the. Yeah, thanks for the rose, Glenn. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you agree with Flat Earth, that's fine. But some of your leaders, they're the ones I have a problem with. Some of them come across as being cost as salesmen, and it's very difficult sometimes getting answers or getting evidence. Now, I'm not massively bothered about mathematicians because I'm not a mathematician myself. I can't debunk it either way. So if you give me mathematics, I'm going okay, but I can. I know how to calculate curvature. There's lots of curvature stuff out there. The black swan, I've got a video on that. You can see where both sides could possibly cherry pick on that. Yeah, me too. Me too. I could do the basics, but if you're going into MC square and all that, I can't do it. But I do. I have a basic understanding in that all the letters represent a particular thing, like M is mass and G is gravity. So it's so you do like 25 times the mass and all that sort of stuff. So and I know flat earthers or your leaders do quote 8 inches per square mile. Now, from what I understand, that's a parabola, if I said that right, rather than a globe. So a parabola is that way, a globe is that way. So um, that's what's coming from. So, I mean, if anybody wants to join me live, they can. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I really do. If I've not mentioned your name, I apologise. I do appreciate it. I can. Let's have a look. See who's on. We can see who's on. Let's have a look. ML, Blaze Cassidy, thank you so much, guys. I do appreciate everything everybody's doing it. I really do. I really, really do love you all, guys. I appreciate it. I value. Um, 1,500 likes. That's fantastic, guys. I've got normally to do 1,000 Ks, 1,000 viewers, 1,000 K, 1,000 viewers for going live, but I've done so well over the last few weeks since I started. I do have another TikTok channel, main one that I use just mainly for jokes and having a laugh. But I'm not going to promote it here because it's not relevant. I have a YouTube channel, not doing so well. I only got 1 or 2 subscribers. I need to promote that a bit more. Excuse me. Well, thank you so much for all the likes, guys. I do appreciate it. I love you all. Any questions you want to ask me on why I'm doing this? Basically, the reason I started this TikTok channel, I started to get into flat Earth debate groups about a year ago on Facebook, mainly to see what make people believe in flat Earth. Because for me, it's not. I'm not going to use the word ridiculous, but it does seem so. I can't get my head around it, to be honest with you. I really can't, because there's so many inconsistencies, and I know you're going to say globe asking inconsistencies, but for me, it's difficult. It's on the recent spacewalk. Well, I have got a ISS, International Space Station hat that allows me to see these things live. Yeah, I've no reason to think it didn't happen. So, sorry, it's just come off again. Let me just get. So, for me, to say the moon landings didn't happen, it's one of those things. People can say, "Well, did you see it? Was you there live?" Of course, I wasn't. But then again, I've not seen China, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I've not seen someone perform brain surgery, but it doesn't mean they're not doing it. Hi, Jojo. Thank you for joining. We've got 5. That's really great. 5. On my other TikTok channel, I was looking if I got 1 or 2 at a time. So I'm really, really happy with where this is going. But again, on the spacewalks, they do quite often. Like I said, go to the International Space Station. I'll send you a link at some point if I can remember. If not, just message me on the TikTok and I'll send you a link to it. I don't want to push your beliefs. There are, well, what I've noticed is that of all, it's not really a political divide on people believing in conspiracy theories, but what is a divide is the type of conspiracies. Um, um, no, I've not seen that one. I will look into that. Obviously, that's the more recent one. I've not really looked into every single one. I work 12-hour shifts, so I am quite busy. But I will look into that, I promise, and maybe I'll do a video on that and having a look at it for you. But I appreciate the comments. I mean, I guess I could. Um, Without seeing itself, I can't really comment. Okay, well, if you want to send me the link to it on my message, TikTok message, that's fine. I promise I'll look into it, or at least guide me to it. I don't know if you have your own TikTok channel. I'm happy to go and have a look after this. I promise. Thank you, Pro Photo. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I've not heard that one before. RIP. I don't. I mean, the star-like objects. I don't. I can't see them being dead pixels. I mean, it would take a lot of. I mean, you talk. I mean, everyone keeps saying. Well, you always like to say NASA's got a $60 billion budget to fake all this. I mean, I would have thought they would take out. They wouldn't have a problem with pixels. I'm just saying. It's just. Sometimes you look at it and you think, "Come on, guys," you know. And the reality is, if you look at the moon landings, uh, the sets that were on them, some of them were like 2-3 miles wide, and you saw those mountains honestly. And some say it's in the Arizona desert. My challenge to any flat earther: please show me the point in the Arizona desert or whatever desert. All the film studio that's that big, even in NASA won't have one that big. I guarantee it. Where they filmed it. Yeah, I mean that's what I hear a lot of. I know it's not the favourite thing. I mean CGI comes up a lot. I'm more into the Facebook group, so if I'm getting more into the TikTok flat Earth group, so I need to 10 miles. Yeah, um, um, it's sometimes and then the thing is that when we ask flat Earthers questions, not always, but we tend to get deflection or the comment, "Do your own research." That is so frustrating because we're trying to get information, um, and it appears that most of the research is, um, from what I can see, is YouTube videos or your. Um, Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the likes. I do appreciate it. And same for you. I go. How are you? Again, if I'm saying names wrong, I apologise. Well, I try, especially on Facebook. It's a little bit difficult on TikTok because you've kind of got 20 to 30 seconds really to make an impact on TikTok because TikTok push the shorter videos rather than long ones more. Um, so it's difficult sometimes to get all the information in, but I try to make it as short as possible. Um, but it is difficult. It really is difficult. Um, but let's just if people make claims, at least show us a link where we can see these and where. I mean, Eric Dubai, he's frustrating because he's cleverer than he puts on. He's recently in Twitter he posted a photo of this is a photo. It's just one photo in one page in a book. He doesn't say what the book is, so we can't go have a look at it. He basically, oh look, these um, film studio lights, they forgot to take them out, and like, well, okay, let's tell us where the book is. Um, okay, but are you open minded to being convinced? Okay, well, if you're still searching, that's fine. My advice is keep an open mind. Don't dismiss everything Globers tell you. I mean, just as flat earthers say, the other one is trust your own senses. My senses tell me it's a globe. Now, I've been raised by the sea. I was raised in a town called Blackpool, which you know from the Blackpool Tower thing that gets circulated frequently. I know from that, and there are mountains of the Lake District surrounding it. So that kind. I mean, if the mountains are actually taller. I haven't got the stats on me right now. I could probably look it up, but it means turn away. Um, and so, if it was flat and you're looking at it, those mountains would be above the tower. Um, so, like I said, I was brought by the sea, and I can see the thing, and there's also I should get pictures of these. Um, there are. Thanks for the lights, Godby. I do appreciate it. Um, there are wind turbines just off the Irish Sea of the UK, and you can see um, you can't see the bottom of these wind turbines. So that's another one. So yes, my sensor says globe. I'm open. I've got to convince the wife to let me do this. I'm open to uh, one night go up to Watson's Bay here in Sydney, and basically there you can get on a ledge and you can see out to sea. Um, and I'm going to spend the night there, or maybe 24 hours. So I'm going to have to take a tent. I've got to convince the wife to let me do this. Why, um, I don't get many days off, so I can't convince her to let me the one day not spend with her. I love her to bits. Um, so I'm planning on going there to take my camera. I have got a still camera in a Sony camera, pretty good camera, a stills, and so I can film and take photos of the sunset. I want to take videos of because that's where most of the cruise ships will go out, and there's warships. The Australian Navy. There is a cruise ship in the harbour at the moment. Um, um, oh, what's this crap? So, and that's what I'm planning to do one day. Just doing that as some experiments. I'm also planning spending a few hours in a park that's not too far from where I live. Going out at night when it's dark. Now it's got the city skyline, and I'm planning to do a few little of my own experiments, seeing how light um, affects. Can you see light from a distance? Even if you doesn't affect you, you can still see it, and that's kind of little things like that. Well, for thousands of years they did, but also to be fair, 2,500 years ago the Greeks figured it all out as a globe. The Egyptians did it. Archimedes, Aristotle, they all kind of improved it along the way. Um Newton did it. Einstein, they all added to the theory. It wasn't all on its own. Basically, I'm supposed to do. I've got a few targets, so in theory, I could be here as long as possible. It is 12:30 in the afternoon yet. I've eaten, so I'm okay. I'm just gonna give me one sec, guys. I'm just gonna get a Mandarin. One sec, guys. I am here. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's my phone there as well. Oh, oh, it's dead. Can't get that one. No, one in Mandarin's has gone off. Oh, this might be turning as well. Sorry, guys. I am. Oh, crap. Well, I don't want to risk it now. Well, that might be on the turn. Um, so sure I'd have to look into that. I'm not a massive photographer or anything like that, so I would have to look into that. but I'm not going to dismiss it. Oh, that's good. That's I like this. I should go with this from the start. There we go. Thanks for the likes, guys. Like I said, everyone comment, everyone debate sales, put your own points. They're all good. You're all welcome, guys. 3,700 likes. That's fantastic. Thank you, guys. We've got 6 in the room at the moment. Obviously, not everyone likes to. So, Pro Photo, thank you. Blaze, thank you. ML, thank you. RIP Globy, thank you. Gary Garside, thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, look, I mean, like I said, if you're open minded to it, that's fantastic. You know, you're welcome here. You're welcome to comment on all the videos. I don't dismiss anything. If you've got questions, again. Oh, thanks, what? Thanks for the likes, guys. That's fantastic. Thank you. Uh, Again, all comments are welcome. That's really kind of you, What? Thank you for the likes. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who's on watching. Um, I love having debates that are friendly. I grunt guts, gruff guts. I apologise again. Probably saying your name wrong. Oh, good. RIP. That's fantastic. I think if you're open, then you're halfway there. Then you're not quite down the hole yet. So hopefully we can. Yeah, thanks, mate. I know that. Thank you for the. Appreciated. D Nero, thank you for joining. How is everybody? Where are you all from? Um, okay, that's a fair comment. What? I mean, some people close-minded. I think if you're going down the conspiracy hole, there are some that are pretty that have got no legs. There are some that you can think, oh, okay, there's something to that one. The COVID one, for me, I've worked in the health system, so I've seen uh, uh, um, I've seen too much of it to know it's not fake. And the vaccines, I've had 4 shots, by the way. I had to because and nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Um, uh, now the flat Earth is. It seems to me that there's not. I agree. We should all get along. We should all chat with each other. I don't like the insults. I do say flirts. I don't think that's. I know some get insulted at it, but um, that's just short for flat earther. So I don't know why that's offensive. Um, but you know, hello, Palm Tat, Sleepy Joe. Nice to see you. User, I'm not going to say that. User 92745 589. Thank you for joining, guys. We've got 7 in the room. That's fantastic. Um, we're doing great, guys. Thank you so much. It's kind of why I chose conspiracies because I think both sides are probably more prepared to have a debate, and I have kind of got into the conspiracies in terms of debating it with people who are into it. Um, well done. Well, good on your RIP. That's brilliant. I mean, um, yes, the lunar eclipse. I think that's one, especially a few days ago. Apparently, that's our last in Australia. That's our last total, or is it full lunar eclipse for until 2025? I think people get partial and lunar eclipse, but not total ones. Hi, Si. Thank you for joining. Um, I think we're due a solar eclipse in a. Thank you for sharing, guys, as well. Thank you for likes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for interacting. I agree, Pro Photo. For me, they are because if if the Earth was a disk and you did the solar eclipse, which is basically the Earth blocking. If I'm not an expert, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's the sun being blocked by the Earth. No, basically the Earth is in between the sun and the moon, so that a shadow is created onto the moon, which is why you get your different uh, stuff. Now, if it was a and also the moon phases as well prove it's eclipse because if it was a disk, the only way you would get a full eclipse is at midnight because if it's a disk, it would at different times of the day it would have different shade all the way through the night. Also during when you see it during the day and at different phases. So and you just have to look at the curve of the shadow, which suggests it's a globe. Thank you, What? Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Like I said, I'm not a huge expert from this. I'm coming in this from a no. I am. I definitely am a glober. I definitely am not into all the conspiracies, but I really do enjoy being a part of it. Sorry if I look tired and closing my eyes. It's the first day I was allowed to go live today, so I was making the most of it, which I'm kind of glad because of Artemis. I think that's going to be difficult for flat earthers. Um, but there's always other conspiracies I can look at. Thank you. I don't know how to say that name with a little symbol. Joined. Thank you. With the Anway. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you, Pro Photo. Thank you for inviting Sarge. I do appreciate all the likes and shares. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, guys. Um, um, I do know you can go on apps or even books or whatever that will predict the next, I don't know, 10, 20 years of solar eclipse, I guess. Um, and we've yet to see that sort of detail from flat earthers. And so the more like, so I think the more we debate all this, the better chance of, I think, defeating most of the conspiracies because some of them are just. Um, the only one to me that has any legs is possibly the JFK assassination. Um, of course, there was more than one person involved in the shooting, and it is suspicious that the sheriff went up and shot him because he's a law and order man. He would have known he would have got shot back. He's putting his life on the line. So that's the only one. Hi, Brad. How are you? We're talking mainly about Artemis and moon landings and whatever conspiracies you want to come up with. Uh, but as I said, I'm quite confident that flat Earth and moon landings will take up most. of the debate, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm happy for any of you if you want to go live and we can chat live. That's fine. Um, I don't know. I've never interviewed anyone before, so if you want to interview me at the same time, that's fine. NASA Spy, thank you for joining. Um, Fantastic, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Um, I'm so chuffed that you've all joined. I'm so chuffed that we're getting a proper debate here in the links. Um, Now, same thing with the local one. For me, if the moon was local, it wouldn't be that difficult to get there if we wanted to. So that kind of, in my opinion, defeats the moon hoax conspiracy theory if it's local. And also, when you look at some of the models, well, I say model, I say that um, loosely, shall we say. The sun and the moon is always on the opposite sides, so I don't know how you would get an eclipse. Now, I have read the Flat Earth Society, the official Flat Earth Society on their website. I've got to look into more into this, and I might do a video on it. Um, they believe eclipses. Are you ready, guys? Or phases. There's an invisible thing up in space, dislike, that covers the moon. So it's invisible. We can't see it any other time except during the day, except when there's lunar eclipse and it casts a shadow on the moon. So that one, Flat Earth Society. I'm sorry, guys, but that's a little bit crazy, and this is why we do laugh at flat earthers. 4,000 likes, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I really do. I think they do it on how long people watch, shares and likes like I said, gifts. I'm not massively bothered about. It's my first one, but I appreciate the gifts you have given. That's brilliant. I think my goal is to go 4 hours. So I've got another 3 hours of this. So I'll probably gonna have to cook some food at some point, but we'll go down together. I'll probably have soup or something. Hello, Urs. Thank you for joining. How are you? Where are you from? Where's everybody from? Are you Australian, American, British? Wherever you're from, you're all welcome. Whatever your beliefs, you're all welcome. Florida. Ha. So you're brilliant. On my, excuse me, on my to-do list, my bucket list. Again, if my wife lets me. I love my wife to bits, but we all know they make the decisions. Absolutely, 100%, 100%. My wife does. I mean, and I'm okay with that. She's better at budgeting. She's a lot smarter than I am, so I'm okay with her making the decisions. I mean, it's common sense. If um, just do us a favour, RIP. I know you say you don't know all the answers and you're open, but don't just critically think. the globe. Also, critically think everything the flat earthers tell you. That's the only advice I would give you, um, because once you go down that rabbit hole and you're deep into it, it's kind of difficult to come back. We have had some who have come back from the rabbit hole. Um, if you like Ranty came back from it, and he did a thing. Now, also, I would suggest watch Behind the Curve on Netflix, or if you can't watch that, there's plenty of um, stuff of it shown on YouTube. It really shows two flat earthers proving curvature and globe and rotation of the Earth. I think it was Geranison. Geranison proving um, um, proving the curvature, and yet he then denies it all, even though it's on film. And then Bob Naldell, you'll hear a lot of Globers using the term "thanks, Bob." Um, he basically proved drift, the Earth's drift, and even though he kept and what makes me angry with Bob Naldell, I mean, this is what I mean by I call him Papa Flurst, and the reason I say is because there's a lot of people following him religiously. Uh, he made his decision what he wanted before he did his experiments, and he kept and when he got the decision that it was drifting, he openly said, "Well, obviously we weren't going to accept that." And from what I understand, he did two or three more experiments. I know at least one or two more proved the drift. The third one he never spoke about, and then he went on to say yes, 20K, and it was yes, absolutely. And from what I understand, it was a member of the Flat Earth group that paid that for him. Um, I have a funny feeling it was probably um, the Globebusters teams. I think they all probably chipped in because I think he crowdfunded it. Um, um, so, and they both denied it. They went on and said, "Oh, I think Bob Nelder blamed it on divine intervention or divine spirits, and this is why Globers really really sort of laugh at a lot of the flat earthers because are you going to bed? R.I.P. Thank you. If that's the case, then great. Yeah, and again, he went on the show and says, "Oh, the editor edited it wrong." I mean, come on. Yes, if they edited up like a quote here and a quote there, but he was there full on giving it. Um, and even he said, if this gets out, this is bad. This is real bad. Let's keep it a secret. So yes, you're right. What they are all scamming. My belief is when they're on the debates with McToon and FTFE and even Katz when he was doing it, and he did it with Flatsoid a few weeks ago. When they're doing those debates, they know that they're looking silly and they know they've got no evidence, but they're not talking to us. They're talking to the followers who don't question them. So they can come up with all these fancy words because they know flat earthers aren't going to look into it. So even when um, no, so especially David Weiss, he comes across as being like a second-hand car salesman. He uses lots of fancy words. He doesn't know what they mean. It's like the little old lady goes to buy a second-hand car off the salesman. She asks the salesman some questions. The salesman knows the little old lady's not going to listen to it, so he gives a load of garble and talks crap. Say, oh, the wheels are 6 magnitude and the windshield will protect you from sunlight and all blah 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 and electromagnetism. He uses all big words, knowing um, knowing nobody's going to question them, and that's why I get frustrated with flat earthers because you question the globe, you don't seem to question flat Earth. I just wish that you did. Okay, guys, thank you. First hour. I'm planning on being here for another 3 hours if I can. Obviously, my wife will probably message me throughout and talk to me. I love my wife very much. Obviously, she's my priority. I'll try and talk what I can while I sing, but I'm not giving you too much. Well, I'll be talking to her on this, not on that. Um, she's off to the market, so I've got at least another couple hours. She's got her own little business, so she goes to markets to um, markets buying stuff, selling stuff. She's really quite, and so because of her, I kind of understand the sales techniques. And she says that's what the flurfers sound like to her. They're just selling rather than. And when they say, "Well, what money they're making?" All right, they're not multi-millionaires, but they're making a decent living. Um, um, you only have to look on their websites to see what they're selling. Uh, Eric Debate, all his books, all his videos, they've all been debunked, but people are still buying them. So I I need to put my glasses on. I think. One sec. Let me. I might look more intelligent now. There we go. There we go. Okay, I will look at him. Is he Facebook or TikTok? But I will look into him. All these messages that are saved, so I can scroll back on them all. I think. Again, if not, message me, and I will look into it. Um, I do appreciate all this, guys. Okay, we're just down to three now. That's fine. That's fine. It goes up and down. I learned that from my other TikTok channel. That was frustrating because it was jokes. It was difficult getting people to Dublin City. G's, thank you for joining. Please, please, please. Um, if you're gonna go, press the like a few times if you could. Um, that would be fantastic. I don't want gifts, just a few, just to keep it rolling with TikTok, so they keep pushing it, get more people joining. Are all politically in cahoots? Well, to be honest, looking at conspiracy theories as a whole, um, the I'm not saying all flat earthers are this, but right wingers, the far right, tend to be more flat earth, and the left wing tend to be more political conspiracies. They tend to be and like countries are trying to and all that sort of. Plus, also the right wingers. Uh, Chloe in the USA, thanks. Yeah, yeah. Well, look, it is difficult sometimes seeing the difference. Well, I think 5 to 10 years ago, it got to the point where it was difficult to see the difference between left and the right wing. They were so close, politically centred. Um, I see myself as slightly centre right. Um, so um, that's okay. Spelling's fine. I understood what you were talking about. So yeah, depending on what side of the politics they are, the conspiracies tend to be different. Also, on the flat Earth, not all, but most of the religious ones will be right wing. And I've got no problem believing in God. If you believe in God, that's fine, no problem whatsoever. But don't use it as a yes, yes, and also left. I think they tend to be more questioning authority. They'll tend to be more, should I say, anti-Semitic? but then again, the right wing can be anti-Semitic too, but for different reasons. Which see now this is the thing with the religious ones that I find quite funny. They all quote the Old Testament. They never quote the New Testament so much. Mainly, um, 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 I don't like because in the Old Testament it's really a Jewish book. I mean, I kind of have a question with all the three main religions. They all believe in the same God, and yet they're all fighting and battling with each other. That kind of puts me off religion right there. Now, it's when you come up with things like when we ask you questions, the religious ones, you ask them questions, and instead of answering it, if they don't know, they'll just keep going, "Oh, you can't question God," and you're like, "Oh my God, facepalm, guys, that's just a cop out," and you use it as get out of jail free card. Now, um, with God, I think it says in James, if you have questions, please ask me. Please ask of God. So when you say you can't question God, and yet James firstly saying, "Ask me questions," I don't know. So um, now I think we have got extremes of politics at the moment, which you can kind of see where the problems lie. Um, yes, yes. Well, if it was a flat Earth, I think we'd be dead anyway. Weather systems would kill us if we were. Now, here's the other thing with flat Earth weather. I think is another example of why it's a globe. Now, for me, the globe is a beautiful, fantastic, amazing thing. Everything fits into place and it all works. It's a 1 in a 25 trillion billion chance, but we are that odds. Things do happen. Um, so, hi, Fat Dong. Thank you for joining me. I hope you take part. Please press the like on the screen and it's all appreciated. Any questions you've got, please ask. Um, with the weather system and you get earthquakes and volcanoes. Now, I know I've seen volcanoes. I've heard flat earthers say volcanoes don't exist. I'm in Australia. I've heard flat earthers say Australia don't exist. So when they say things like that, and I have flown, um, I've lived in the UK, as you can tell by the accent, and I live in Australia, and I can tell you, you do not see the Southern Cross in the Northern Hemisphere. If it was flat, a decent telescope, you would see it. I'm pretty sure if I got high enough. Well, they're not mysticism because I can tell you now. My wife is from the Philippines, and I have been, and the plane that lands close to my wife's house lands pretty close to the volcano, and you can see it as you land. And a few weeks ago, it was. Well, I know you're joking, but well, I've seen it here, and I've also seen the North Star or Polaris. I think Polaris is the correct name for it. Okay, good stuff. You believe in them, brilliant. So that's what I'm saying. Some flat earth. Hi Scott, thank you for joining, mate. Any questions, please ask. Um, it's good you believe in them because that should make you question some of the flat earth earthers because some will say they're not real. I've seen volcanoes, and the last one I was at, and I've swam in a hot springs eaten up by a volcano. So um, absolutely. The uh, um, Alice Springs here in the centre of Australia. That is when you look at it, looks fairly flat, but it definitely curves. I think people have measured it. I'm going to have to look up the experiment on that one, but I think people have. The salt flat plains um, in in Utah and in Bolivia, I think they've been measured. You can measure the curve and you can see it. Yes, that's what I mean. And the Tal volcano went off in the Philippines. That's not the one local to my house in the Philippines. Um, Mine's a different one. What's it called? The Mayon volcano is the one closest to Legazpi Airport that you can see. Google it, and it's the old and it really is a if you were to stereotype a volcano with the cone shape, that that is the perfect shape. So look into it. Not personally. I know the South Pacific has quite a few being made all the time. I think they're being made and sometimes shrunk. Oh wow, there you go, brilliant. Oh, did you film it? If you filmed it, that please, if you've got films there, send them to me, and I promise I'll make, or even do your own video. That'd be fantastic. I'm looking to duet a couple of flat Earth videos just to see, especially the daft ones. Um, I did hear a flat earther, the religious one, say Satan is in barcodes. Apparently, 666 is the number in them all. I've never seen that. Oh, there you go. If you can put it on TikTok, do a video of it. I'm sure it'll do well. And tag flat earthers, globers, tag us all. I'm sure we'll see it. Hi, OC Tongans. OC Tongan, are you from the Cook Islands or Tonga itself? I'm going to Google that one. That would be good videos to put on. I'll see if I can get it. I'm enjoying this, guys. This is good. Martin Cash, thank you for joining, mate. All appreciated. Um, everyone's welcome. So as you can see, I've got the live recording. Live recording. I don't think that makes. Hello, Matty. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for. I'm not sure. Dot joined. Thank you, guys. No, mate. Family first. We're a flat earth for a glober. Kids and family always first. Um, I I don't think I can get the History Channel on my um, paid for TV. I'm a cheapskate. I've gone for the cheaper one, but I think I can get it on if I paid extra for it. Um, yes, I appreciate that, mate. I've seen all that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sal, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Um, always appreciate everybody. Um, I really do, really do appreciate everything. Oh, thanks, Sal. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. Uh, yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you, Pro Photo. So that's what I mean. We're all into this having a debate. We learn it from each other by having debates. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I can look at YouTube. You're right. Yes, of course. I think I've got nothing against the followers of Flat Earth. My annoyance is with the leaders. I mean, like I said, I'm not intelligent. I'm not. I've not been to university. I'm not a mathematics engineer or anything like that. And yet, I can see through some of these leaders. They really are con men. Um, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you too, mate. I really do. Um, I really do appreciate it. Okay, thank you for joining, mate. Thank you so much. Um, fantastic. Sorry, I'm just sending a tweet. Sorry, guys. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm streetwise. Um, a pretty good judge of character. I can. Maybe that's my street smarts in me. you learn to sort of judge people pretty quick. You have to. Um, so I can normally judge people out pretty quick. Usually within the first 1 or 2 meetings, I've sussed them, and that's why when I look at the leaders, I see these guys are common. So can earthquakes exist on a flat Earth? Can they exist on a flat Earth? I did I watch it? Not live, um, because um, I was working last night, which is why I'm going through all this. So I'll do research for more videos. Um, so I missed it. I was trying to keep a lot of track on Twitter and stuff like that, but I work in a hospital, so I don't really get a lot of time. Um, but yeah, I'm catching up with it all now. I watched a few videos this morning. It's just, but I love all this. I'm enjoying all this, guys. Jaden, thank you for joining, mate. Please, um, good to see you all taking part. Appreciate it so much. So yeah, thanks, guys. Sorry, guys, just doing some tweets. Really enjoying this. Um, so brilliant of you guys. Thank you, RP. You actually top along with what and so top viewers. Uh, but Photoshop, I appreciate the questions and what all the questions you're all asking. I really do appreciate that. Now, RIP, are you going into it looking for fault? Because I always find if you're looking for fault, you'll find it. Now, or are you going into it open minded and think, well, maybe there's nothing wrong with this and I'm just looking too much? Um, because I mean, I look at some of the things that people say. Hey, you're on it. You're supporting the thing. Like I said, we're all. I want everyone to have to say. I'm not gonna insult people or have a go for having a different belief. I don't agree with it. I find sometimes a little frustrating with some flat earthers. You've commented. You've took part. Thank you, mate. Milo SZN. Thank you for joining. Um, well, I'm. Pardon me. Well, I'm married, so. But I appreciate it. I'm more than happy to. Uh, Oh, look, what? Do you know what? Some of them I've seen already on Facebook. They're coming up with. There was a glitch, apparently, just at the point when it was supposed to hit the firmament. I mean, so they're already looking for excuses, and I'm pretty sure they're going to go through the entire footage at MS um, one by one, and they're going to find faults. The problem with people with conspiracy theories is that they have trust issues. Now, people like to find will go looking for things that's wrong, and they tend to see patterns that most of us don't see. They want to look for patterns, so they'll click onto the slightest little thing as a fault. That everyone will say, okay, it's just one of those things. But they'll say, oh, there you go, there was a fault. That proves it wrong. Even though the other 99.9% proves it's real, they'll pick up on the 0.1% that could be a mistake or a flaw in the system. So, Welsh Industries, thank you for joining. Always appreciated it. Um, I want to try and go for another 2 hours, 39 minutes. Because that's my target for my first one. Doing really well so far. I'm really, really chuffed. Um, Absolutely fantastic. Yes, I think so. I think so. Um, Now, it makes me have to look for the curve of the rocket as it's curving through the atmosphere. I'm probably getting all these terms wrong, and I've seen them say it's because it's scraping along the firmament or the dome, um, and yet what they don't realise it's actually following. Or from what I understand, it follows the orbit for a bit, and then it kind of like lassos out. And I believe that's what it's going to do with the moon. It's going to do a couple of spins around the moon and sort of lasso effect. Um, just an interesting point I learned yesterday. I have got it on one of my videos. Uh, Yesterday was also the 50th anniversary of Apollo 17's wet rehearsal for them to launch on December 22nd, 1972. Quite interesting. Also, the day that's done plenty of time. We've seen plenty of them. Again, I've seen flat earthers cherry pick parts of the blues and not the old trip. So, oh, thank you, Chloe, for the likes. That I do appreciate it. Oh, whatever. Self on the floor. Be careful, mate. Might be a illness. Um, we do detain people at the hospital for less things than that. Well, you say it's been not been proven, but I've got to tell you, having done this for over a year, I mean, the evidence for globe is just overwhelming. There's just so much out there. Yes, we don't know everything. Um, we're still, from what I understand, we know so much about gravity, but again, we're still learning. We're still improving on what we know. If you understand science, you know science never stops. Um, Scientists are always trying to improve on the knowledge they've got. It's not they're proving stuff wrong; they're improving on it. Now, if you understand scientists, scientists love to get one up on each other. I have a scientist, mate. I don't understand half what he's saying, but honestly, you want to see how he talks about other scientists. So I can tell you now, if he can prove another scientist wrong and get one up on him by proving a flat Earth, they would do it like that. I promise you, because anybody that could prove, and they won't, but anybody that could prove, because it's not true, but anyone that can prove flat Earth, they'll be billionaires. I guarantee they will be billionaires. People will pay them so much money to prove flat Earth. I guarantee you, not just Nobel Prize, millions. I think agents have said if anyone can prove it, they'll be billionaires. So if you can prove it, do it. Um, I am going to do a plan on while I'm on here. In maybe when I'm off, I might uh, follow live views of debates going on in on some YouTube channels. I will get permission to do it. Well, I also RIP. Can I just tell you, hello, Gold Black Labs. Good to see you, mate. Please carry. So many flat earthers tell us they've got proof and say they'll show it in a few months, and they never do. So I'm going to believe that you can do it, and please stay following me on TikTok, and we can communicate more. We'll do more. Mean tweets. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it all, guys. Um, yeah, I mean that's my opinion. Um, well, you see, you've got to give. What do you think is too far? I mean, ships sink, disappear from the bottom up. Proof of curvature. The black swan. That's a cherry pick photo. If you look at it, if you really dig into the black swan proper, again, I've got a video of this. If you want to watch it, of um, I've got pictures of it when there's low refraction, and you see that the curvature is in front of the rigs, not behind, as the cherry pick black swan picture shows, which has got high refraction. That picture. Well, have you looked into it? Have you looked into it? Go on Globe curvature calculators. They'll give you what you want to know. There's some good ones. Um, RIP. Are you okay with me? Not now, but over the next few weeks. If I look on your TikTok, can I duet some of your videos? They might be critical of what you put in, but I hope you don't mind. I mean, I could do it off beyond that, but I'd rather get your permission. We've got you in here. At least you're debating and battling back. So, RIP, you said in a couple of previous comments that, yeah, thanks for likes, mate. You said there are some things about the globe you can see has got merits. So, can I ask you what you think they are? Are you prepared to tell us? Because so far, I've only seen you tell us the flat Earth stuff. Well, you've not really said flat Earth. You've kind of told us try to debunk globe, but not provided evidence for the flat Earth, and that's what a lot of flat earthers do. They try to debunk globe, but never show evidence of flat Earth. Now, I had one guy say to me, he doesn't know that he's got no idea the shape of the Earth, but he knows it's not a globe. What? Huh? Isn't it like if you don't know the shape, how do you know it's not a globe? All good, Globey. All good, mate. Take your time. Sort your kids out. We all understand that. Absolutely. Um, and it's like when they show the sun zooming into the sunset. Um, they always show it when it's a little bit in with the glare, so they can zoom right in and show that little bit of. But my challenge to him is do it when at least half the sun has disappeared or the whole lot. If the sun's moving away, even when it goes dark here, a decent telescope, I should still be able to see the light as you do any light. When I'm stood in the Domain Park here at night, It's pitch black where I am, absolutely pitch black. I need the torch to get me around the park. But if I look up, I can see a light on the 43rd floor of the Hilton Hotel. I'm kind of giving it into where I am now, but no, but that's in the city. It's not quite near. Um, and so, if I can see that light, it's not making me bright here. It's not affecting where I am, but I can still see the light. Shouldn't that be the case with the sun? They say it's a lamp. It's like a lamp with a lampshade. So surely, even though it's not brighting up where I am, once it's gone, I should still be able to see it with a decent telescope for a fair distance. That's my thing with the flat earthers sunset, as they put it. Well, they don't say it's sunset; they say it moves away. Now, another little um, information, a fact, random fact about the Apollo missions. Apollo 8 was supposed to have been the first one to land on the moon. That was the plan, to do it by the eighth one. Uh, in the end, it ended up just going around, lassoing around the moon and coming back. I think it did a couple round it. Now, the reason for that, and why it took till Apollo 13 to do it, is because the lunar modules that were to land on the moon weren't ready. There were a few problems with it. So I find it quite interesting that really it's only because of circumstances that um, Apollo 13. Um, oh, my question. So yeah, I'll just do this a little bit and then I'll let you know. So it's only through circumstances that Apollo 13 and Neil Armstrong were the first ones in the moon, because it should have been um, Apollo 8, as I understand it. I've looked into that. I'm going to look more into that. I'm going to do that's another possible video. Um, okay, my question was, um, you said that you can see some globe evidence. I mean, you'll find that on the globe side, we generally don't use the word proof. We like to use evidence. If it's proven, it's not scientific anymore. Um, but what you said, there are things that you look at evidence, you, oh well, that's got legs, or that's got a bit of merit. Can you tell us what things about the globe you think, oh, you know what, that makes sense, and which stuff? And you kind of told us what doesn't make sense on the globe, and you've tried to debunk the globe, but I haven't seen too much evidence of flat Earth. So if you just tell us what it is about the flat Earth that um changed your mind, and then also what is it that you can see merit in the globe? Because it kind of gives us Globers a better idea, maybe, of why you think. Excuse me, guys. Why you think what you think? Sorry, I'm just going to message my wife. One sec. I'll put it this way so you can't. I don't want you looking at the messages. Uh, no. So sorry, guys. That's fine. I think you're in America, aren't you? So I think you're. Are you in America? Is it? I think you're about 17 hours behind us. So that's what 1, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning at night there. I think. Okay, there's a few there. Maybe I can look at them as I go through. Satelloons or satellites. Um, Satelloons. I mean, if the balloons, they would easily get blown away. I mean, what stops them from getting blown away, especially when you got strong winds? Um, Not just talking hurricanes, but just even a strong blast of wind. Balloons just tend to move easy. USA. Okay, thank you. Okay. Well, I'm in Australia, so here it's 1:30 in the afternoon. All good, mate. Take care of your kids. Nick's 666. Join. Um, or you're gonna annoy a few of the flat earthers with that one, but hey, welcome. If you can get more comments and debates, that's great. Artificial meteors been dropped from planes. I'd have to have a look at that one. Now the satellites, we know for me GPS is real because if I switch everything off, go to flight mode, switch data off, switch Wi-Fi off, the satellite can still pick me up wherever I am in the world. I've been on a plane, um, 35,000 feet in the air, and I've switched it all off. Sorry, guys. And the satellites are still picking me up. But yes, they can stay up there, but what keeps them in place? What keeps them in that position to do that? Um, because it's fairly low in the atmosphere, I'm not so sure they would be as effective. There we go. Thank you. All good, guys. I appreciate everything that you do. Thanks for everything, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm just going through some of the messages that on. I'm just going to go through some of the message stuff now in the inbox. Oh no, that's on the wrong. I need to do it on that one. But I'll do that later. That's all good. Well, but I've not seen any. Yes, they've got some sensors on them because they're weather balloons picking up weather stuff. But no one has as yet proved that they're used for satellites. It's just for me, it just seems like claims. That's just my honest opinion. Well, I have heard healing. That's something I will look into a bit more closer. I mean, uh, that could be something for a YouTube video rather than TikTok. But I will look into that, and I'll try and give whatever information I can. Yeah, all good, all good. I'm doing well, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, I mean, helium is I mean, like it's used a lot. The hospitals use it a lot. It doesn't mean they're using balloons. I mean, helium's has got so many different uses. I know they use it. Some of it's going to be secret because it's the ministry. It's at the end of the day, they are the defense department. I think is it Navy or the U.S. Air Force? Is it part of that or was? I don't know if they still are. Um, yep, that's all good, mate. Honestly, I appreciate you being on here, sticking with me. No. Thank you for taking part, mate. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for giving me beliefs. I don't agree with them, but I do appreciate. My God, I need new glasses. I bought myself a cheap pair because these are starting to pack up, and I haven't got time to go to optometrist for few for a week or so. So I bought myself a cheap pair of reading glasses. Honestly, I don't know if they make me look clever. I'm thinking they're up there with FTFE and McToon style of glasses, reading glasses. Although I think they have permanent glasses, but I think my glasses maybe make me look intelligent. I'm not as intelligent. I'm nowhere near. But hey, press me likes if you think I look good looking. Okay, guys, don't report each other. We're gonna please don't do that because I do appreciate everyone here. We should all be able to debate on each other's. Sorry, I'm just getting comfy. We should be able to debate and talk about this like grown-ups. We're all grown-ups. Hamed, Amsel, thank you, mate. Thank you for your likes. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. Where you from, mate? Um, like we're all different. We all got different views. If we're all exactly the same, the world would be boring. I don't agree with everything. I'm not religious. I can see why people are religious, and I've got nothing against that. I can see it comforts them. I know. Um, yeah, I mean, look, we're all part of the debating community of this the flat Earth groups, whatever we may think of them. They kind of board us all into the one debating system. So I think we should get on, guys. If we're gonna bring the flat earthers back, we have to engage positively with them and try and yes, debunk the beliefs, but not debunk the person. But likewise, flat earthers. I mean, I have had some pretty bad stuff from flat earthers in the Facebook groups. Um, I believe in freedom of speech, but not to the point of um, if you're reporting people, that's probably not freedom of speech. Just let now on my Facebook group. This is from Flat Earthers Globe, and this is where Shoddy Shogun. Thanks for joining, mate. I appreciate it. Uh, Now on my Facebook, my main Facebook account, I've created another one now uh, with the global ability. I will put a new. I will put a link in somewhere on my description on my Facebook on my account there. But on my main account, when I first got into these groups, I had flat earthers send me messages, which is fine. I don't respond on my private messenger to groups because that's my private life. That's something separate. I tend to use that more for keeping in touch with my family overseas and around the world, and my wife and girls are stuck overseas at the moment. So I use that. But one or a few of them, first of all, sent me a load of messages. And what was really bad is that they went and targeted my family. Now, my 10-year-old daughter got some pretty disgusting comments from Flat Earther simply because I disagreed with him and I made some comments. Have a go at me, fine. I accept that. That's why I set up a separate. So, no, I didn't report him. I mean, I thought he's kind of making himself look in it. I just sort of did screenshots and posted it on Facebook of stuff he did. I've had another one accusing me because my wife's a Filipina. Came up with the most ridiculous, disgusting comment of, "I bet you're glad the Philippines have raised the age of consent to 18." I thought that was so disgusting and so ridiculous. So yeah, so flat earthers do come with some disgusting stuff. Thankfully, at the moment, you've been okay on here. Bever Boo, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. 5,600 likes. That's fantastic, guys. I really do appreciate it. You're all so kind. Now, what I have noticed flat earthers tend to do is not all, but you do get some in the Facebook groups who, once you start to question them a little deeper, they do like to block you. Um, of course, there's bad apples, but I'm just saying my experience of flat earthers. So, um, Dan Maidenlow, thank you for joining, mate. Oh, there's only two of us here at the moment. That's okay. In and out. That's fine. That's fine. Guys, you don't have to press likes all the time, but if before you leave you could hit the screen a few times, that'd be good. Dan, where you from, mate? Where you from in the world? Are you a flat earther? Are you a glober? Are you? Well, for me, when the flat earthers were targeting my family, just because I disagreed with, that's when it kind of went over the limit. For me, my family and my kids mean the world to me, and I'm very protective of them. Anyone goes after them, then I go after them, and that's why I thought, right, I made a separate Facebook account. I locked my main profile account, so it's just open to family and friends now. Um, but I will send a link to my Facebook global validity account. Well, like I said, I just screenshotted everything they did and just did a post in their group. I mean, I got booted from that group, an echo chamber. That happens a lot. Surprised how often. As soon as we question something. So that would be my advice to Globey. Is yes, go in your echo chambers for information, but don't stick in them. Go into the debate groups as well, and listen to what some of the Globers saying. I mean, guys like MC Toon, FTFE, um, even Professor Day. I would watch some of their stuff. They're really quite clever. Um, I mean, although I struggle to take everything they're saying, I do take bits in, even myself. Thanks, Globey, for the likes. I appreciate that. I appreciate and respect everybody. Um, good stuff. Thanks, what? Thanks, mate. I do. I promise you. I appreciate it big time because what it does is, I mean, I'm not expecting to make a massive amount of money at the live videos, and I'm not expecting to make a lot of money out of normal videos. I mean, because I need 10,000 followers. I'm nowhere near that. So maybe I can make a little bit. Like I said, I want to do myself. I mean, I'm up in the spare bedroom. Um, uh, that sometimes used for sleepovers, not very often. But my wife has said I can build myself a little studio in the corner. So I've got a green screen, a green background screen coming tomorrow, I think, or Monday. Um, so I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that that will come through, and I can make a bit better backgrounds for these live videos. Who knows? Maybe have uh, a freebie app. I don't. Like I said, I'm in Australia at the moment, but I presume so. I presume they most should have some sort of a freebie app. Because, like I said, I'm trying to build up a little studio. I want to get myself a decent, proper video camera. That's got to convince the wife on that one, and the green screens and stuff like that. Make a little studio office for this. Is you can get them fairly cheap. Okay, I'll look into that. Thank you, Dolby. Thanks for that. Silly Monk, thank you for joining. Um, yeah, I'll look into all that's probably a good idea. Get a second hand one. Yeah, I'll look into all that. Welcome, Pants. Thank you for joining. If you're going to leave, please stay. But if you're going to leave, please at least press the like. That's quite annoying. And I can understand it's not quite for them, but people are in and out. Cecilia Monk, thank you for joining again, mate. Please, watch. Press the like. Thanks for that. That's brilliant. Oh, I'm going to say I'm I'm British raised, so I can play pool, but I'm more snooker. Um, Thanks, mate. I really appreciate all that. Pool table. I mean, is your wife happy with having a pool table in the house? I think I'm trying to persuade my wife to let me have a snooker table. I don't know where we're gonna. I could get an half-sized snooker table, but it's not quite the same as having a full length one. Um, so until I can convince it, I mean, it's not the size of the snooker table that's a problem. It's like I said, my wife's a lot more intelligent. She's in charge of the budget, and I'm fine with that. Thanks, no better than you for joining. Um, yeah, and that's the thing with the snooker table. It's for me. It's not the size. I could put it in. We've got a uh, in the Philippines at the house, which is where I want it, because eventually I want to retire there in the next few years. Um, well, the snooker table's about 12 foot, so they're quite big. But I've got kind of like a little shed. Well, it's a little shed, but it's a big shed that we're doing up into making it waterproof and having a little bar out there. So I'm hoping, well, more for barbecues and stuff. So I'm hoping she'll let me put the snooker table out there. But it's not the size; it's the cost I've got to justify, and that's kind of difficult. I love my wife to bits, but she doesn't like wasting money. That's how she puts it. It's like it's a waste. Oh, look, I've been there. There's some beautiful places, and the people are really friendly and nice. There's no yes, they look at me because I'm 6'3", and the province where my house is, there's not many foreigners. So yes, I do get looks and I do get stares, but it's not like I'll go back to where you come from. Looks, it's more, oh, he's different. So that's fine. Hi Bessie, thank you for joining. Oh, you're only 5 foot, see, I'm 6'3". Well, see, even 5'6", you stand out in the Philippines because the average size of a Filipino is 5'1", I think. My wife is 5 foot. The average size for a Filipina, that's females, is 4'9". So my wife is tall for a Filipino. So you can imagine I'm stepping off off the plane at Legazpi, which is really in the provinces. Like I said, they're all friendly, but I stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm 6'3". I'm white skinned. I look anemic. Um, I do brown up when I go there. Um, so, but that's all good. Oh, 2 hours, 6 minutes left to get me goal. I appreciate everyone staying, uh, doing what you can to stay. I've enjoyed the discussion. I really have. Even the debate back and forth with you and the other two guys. It's it's interesting. I think if we can have a debate, even sometimes we're going to insult each other. That happens. We can't go through life being nice to each other all the time. We're grown men. Um, we should be able to have a bit of a knockabout discussion. Get offended, yes, but this is going to sound sexist, but as men, we have our say. Next day, you have your say, I have my say. Next day, we forget about it. Um, Unlike my wife, who remembers things 5, 6 years later. She can never find her hair, Bob, but oh my word, she can remember what I said 5 years ago. Um, So yeah, um, I'm finding. So can I ask you, Globy, is the flat Earth the only conspiracy you believe, or is there a few? Because I find that most flat earthers they tend to um, believe in a few conspiracies, if not them all. Because I think if you're a flat earther, then you can't, and you believe there's a dome, then you can't believe in the moon. You have to dismiss the moon landing because you can't believe we go through the dome. Um, Sometimes, but I get offended more when people attack my family or say something about my wife and girls. Uh, yeah, I mean, I would presume, I would imagine that if you're a moon hoax, if you believe in the moon landings was fake, you're not necessarily a flat earther. But I think if you're a flat earther, you've got to believe that the moon landings were fake. I think. Hi, Night Flag. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Um, yeah, so if you believe in the flat Earth, you cannot believe in moon landing, especially if you think there's a dome. I think that goes hand in hand, but at the same time, not necessarily believe the moon landings were fake and be a flat earther. But there's lots of theories out there. There's the COVID vaccines, the COVID itself. I mean, that I find difficult because I've worked in the health system and I've seen how it affects people. I've seen people die of it, and it's really not. No, I've caught COVID. Um, for me, it was I wasn't too poorly. Um, Milk Macy Goat, thank you for joining. I apologise if I say your names wrong. Um, so yeah, it's interesting that with some of the conspiracies, like some kind of go hand in hand and some don't. I think see as well with the flat earther, you have to believe in all the other ones because if you think the government's lied about the shape, then it's going to be easy for you to think they've lied about everything else. Yeah, in a film studio, that's I mean, if you think about it in a film studio, but if you used to build a set, the size of that on the Apollo missions, they are pretty big, and the amount of people you've had to cover it, the to be honest, it probably would have been cheaper to just if it would be cheaper just to send them to the moon rather than spending all the cost and trying to pay people to keep it quiet for so long. I mean, I've been accused by flat earthers of not living in Australia. Apparently, I'm in a this is quite funny in a work on a film studio in South America. Even though South America is in the southern hemisphere or part of it, it's in the southern hemisphere. They don't believe it was real, and so I find that quite funny because I'm here. Yeah, but that's just you know, a lot of those things that flat earthers use on their memes and videos. They're just well, some of those are clips that are taken from just ordinary everyday films. Um, and the other thing, I just wish flat earthers would quote where they got the picture from. Tell us where they got it from, where they sourced it from, so we can go look for ourselves and say, right, okay, this is real, but no, this is where you got it from. I mean, you're talking miles big for a set that big. Hello, um, what's your name? Sorry, oh god, too long. Thank you for joining. Okay, guys, we're just at the full 1 hour. I've got 2 hours left on this. I'm looking forward to this. I'm enjoying the conversation. Hopefully, more will join in. Um, this is good. Yes, you see, and also those mountains that they built in, not just the length, but I'm also thinking how high, and I've and then I've also seen suggested it was filmed in the Arizona desert. Well, my challenge then is to flat earthers most of you in America is surely some of you live in Arizona. Go to the desert and please pinpoint the area in the Arizona desert where those backdrops are, those mountains and those cliffs. If you can do that, I might just look into it a bit more. Um, but I struggle with some, and that's what I mean. I it's a struggle with some of the stuff we're told by flat earthers. Well, thank you for telling us your beliefs. It's given us a better understanding. It's allowing us to uh, explain why we think it's the flat Earth is fake ourselves. Yeah, but do you know where? Can you say where it's filmed? If you say a desert, tell us which desert. Tell us whereabouts it was. We need to know, or at least get the rough area. So again, source it. Tell us your source. Again, I'm not having a go at you. It's your belief, but if you want to convince us, you need to tell us the source for it, where these pictures came from, where this so-called film studio is, or who took the pictures of them. Eric Dubai is 200 proofs. They're bullshit, by the way. Please don't quote them. See, again, it's just a claim. No offense, Globy, but there's no real evidence there. Again, look into it open mind. Don't look into it thinking, oh, I can't find proof. Either way, it must be true. Sorry, I'm blocking there. Oh, I do look into these glasses. Well, okay. Hi, Prof. Photo. Welcome back, mate. Um, well, nobody does, Globy, and I think this is the other thing that kind of annoys me with some of the flat earthers. They kind of question scientists and say, and I'm thinking, well, so you can't claim to know more than these guys who studied it for years and years and years. I mean, that's why. Um, but again, stay safe. Friends was on TikTok, messages. Um, I'll look into some of your videos, look into mine. I will maybe at some point. I'm not going to go live with someone today, only because I'm getting used to this live stuff. Uh, my plan in the future is that we do talk live with people, maybe question them, have questions back and forth of whatever the conspiracy they believe in. Well, Chloe, it'd be nice if you can, as you get to see these all these things, just let us know. I will be doing more lives. I don't think this week, maybe next week. I'm not sure what day. I work shift pattern, 4 on 4 off. So, but I should be able to do next Thursday again. I think that should be okay. Uh, I'll look at my roster. I maybe do a couple of others, but this week now I'm gonna do this and then spend some time with my family. But I will do more videos. Um, So my roster when will. I mean, I could go live tomorrow if there's that much to do, but I'm probably working New Year's Eve. Idiot, like an idiot I am. Right, can't. Right, okay. Yeah. So next week I've got one, two, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it'll probably be Thursday. Um, the problem is like I did nights last night, so I'm a little tired myself. I was just so excited when um, TikTok because I was only at 970 viewers, followers, and apparently you have to have 1,000. But I think because I've grown so quick and got some good interactions with my videos, I'm quite I'm quite excited about this TikTok channel I've created. This one it seems to be the one that gets the most interaction. Hello, my love, Salo. Thank you for joining. Again, if I've said your name wrong, I apologise. So they allowed me to go live a little earlier, and again, I'm so excited by this. We've had up to 8. We've had quite a few join us. Some have pressed like, some have stopped for a few minutes, which is good because my other TikTok channel, people tend not to. They tend to be in and out, and it's very difficult holding them. So I'm really excited about this one. I think there's a limit because there's only so many flat earthers who tend to be the most vocal. But I'm looking into other conspiracies. Like I thought today seemed apt, especially with Artemis. I'm probably saying that wrong. That launched last night, which I thought, oh, it's TikTok, YouTube. The difference is YouTube. You can do 10, 15, 20-minute videos to get people's attention. I've seen people, flat earthers, do videos that last 8 to 10 hours. I'm like, oh my god, I am not watching 8, 10 hours off any, even if it was just a blockbuster film. I wouldn't do 8 hours. I mean, so some of the Marvel films are too long for me, I think, and James Bond and some of them. But TikTok, you've got sort of, again, I've seen some do 20, 30-minute long TikTok videos. That's too long. You can't do that because it's TikTok. You've got to do it pretty much straight away. TikTok like doing short videos because their adverts are based off every so many adverts, so many videos you watch, and so they like to get them in short so they can get as many adverts in possible. YouTube, you they like 10 to 15 minute, 20-minute, or even longer because they put videos within your video. So the more longer you do, the better. Um, oh, don't! Oh no, no, no! Batman's a legend. No, 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 no. Oh, oh, oh no, no, no! I prefer DC to Marvel. I should probably do that as a as a video. I think that'll get a few. Um, Marvel and there's a few scientific nerds, both sides of this debate. Right, that'll get a good debate going, I think. But hello, George. How are you? Um, yeah, I'm more DC. I think DC is more darker and more. Marvel is I enjoy them, but I think um, they're more theme parkish in what they do and a bit more. And I think now Disney have got hold of it. I think Marvel they're gonna kill the Marvel franchise, and same with Star Wars. They're killing that. Um, okay, RP. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you for taking part. All the likes. No, no. Like I said, if you can follow me, I will follow you back afterwards. After I've done all this. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for uh, all the everything you've been. I really, really do appreciate that. That's so so kind. Um, you're welcome back anytime. You're welcome to comment. I might sort of question your beliefs in the comments, but it's just Oh, I am. I'm straightforward. Well, thank you guys. Have fun. Please stay safe, mate. Stay safe, and definitely don't believe the COVID conspiracy because it's not. I promise you. Well, that's kind of I find most flat earthers argument is I don't understand it, so therefore it's not real or nuh or um, and that's frustrating globally when flat earthers do that. Um, I mean, I'll give you credit. You've tried to engage. You have engaged today. There's been a few nutters, but you've engaged. You've admitted you don't know a lot about it. So again, keep an open mind. Don't close your mind to the globe because once you're down that hole, it's difficult getting back out. Well, okay. All I can say to you, I've worked in the. That's interesting. Um, um, this is what I know it's called global validation, but I am at some point looking at most of the conspiracies. Um, my whole argument is I've worked in the hospital system and I've seen people die from it, but not everyone works in the hospital, so it's difficult to convince people of that one. What I would say is the amount of money countries and every country in the world have done pretty much the same thing, and even like Russia and America and China. I mean, if you can get those countries believe, and not only that, you've got um, you've got you've got in theory both every single religion all doing the same, believing in it. So, well, no, you're right. There is a lot of no, no. Okay, that's a fair point. I've seen right a lot of the how can I put this? A lot of the stats are misleading. I know this from the hospital. I'm not a doctor or nurse, by the way, so I'm not looking at this from a expert point of view. I'm just going from what I've seen. Now, a lot of the statistics they'll say they were saying like 35,000 people were in hospital with here in Australia with COVID. So it was almost making like they caught COVID and went into hospital because they caught COVID. That's not quite true. I got COVID and I was okay. Mild cold affected me, but I've seen people affected bad. But a lot of people go with a broken leg, and in Australia, everybody goes into hospital, gets tested for COVID, either a swab or a rat test, and so um, people will get tested, and that goes down as I said, people in hospital with COVID, not caught COVID and went into hospital because of it. Um, the reason they had to do lockdowns is because we're in Australia. I can't talk about other countries because I spent my time here during COVID. Is the reason they did the lockdowns is not because of the amount of people that were catching it. They were more worried about the amount of elderly people being rushed into hospital if they just let COVID run rampant. Sorry, um, and they're afraid the health systems wouldn't cope with it, and that's why there was a lot of lockdowns. But I respect your beliefs. What? It's another thing I'm going to be looking into, um, and that sort of stuff. There's the 9/11, 7/11, uh, the Manchester Arena bombing with Ariana Grande concert. Is that one that's been looked at as a conspiracy by some? I think that's a disgusting one. But so there's a lot we're going to look into over the next. I do think flat Earth and moon landings will take up a lot, but I'm going to try and move into others. Well, that was that was pretty stupid. That's pretty stupid. Putting people with COVID into nursing. That was I agree. That was pretty daft. But every country, every politician, who's in charge in every country, they've all got something to look into. Here in New South Wales, in Australia, there was a cruise ship right at the beginning of the pandemic, and one of the health ministers literally just let everybody get off the boat, and that's what pretty much caused the first wave across Australia. And then we had quarantine hotels. I worked in them at the beginning before I went back into the hospitals. Um, in Victoria, the government there did such a cock up of the quarantine hotel. They were quarantining them but letting them go out for walks during the day. So every politician in every country has done some pretty stupid things. I believe in the UK, my family saying Boris Johnson was too slow in the lockdowns, and that's why it went bad there. But then again, every country's got hit by three, four, five waves come from a country. So um, I don't think any politician. Well, with masks now, from what I understand, with masks, they don't prevent you from getting them, but they prevent you from giving them to other people. Now, well, it'd be interesting to see the stats. I mean, I think we're because these sort of stats are probably a few years behind at getting the full stats. I think we'll know. Um, we'll know the full stats of that in a few years, I think, and when every country does their reports, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mistakes seen. There's going to be a lot of questions asked, and so it should on something like this. We do need to learn from it, but I do intend to look on it more, anti-vaxxers and the like, and that's fine. Tahil the Jai, well, I think they're more. I think Australia. I don't know how it works in America, but I think Australia are going to do a royal commission. Now, a royal commission is the highest inquiry that can happen in Australia. I think UK have um, a royal. Um, they have a royal inquiry. I forgot what it's called now. Anyway, and they can look into that. They can arrest anyone. The judge in that has the power to arrest people. A royal commission, sorry, that's it. A royal commission that can look into, and the royal commission has a lot of powers, more than the police, and they can summon politicians, and um, so I think that will happen here in Australia. Um so that's going to be interesting when all that comes out. Look, I'm sure there's mistakes on this from every politician. I mean, if you can get Russia, China, America, and Britain to all agree on the COVID, I think you guys say, well, okay, maybe there was something there. Maybe it was exaggerated. I think it was. There's no doubt about that. People getting political cane. Dan Andrews in Victoria. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Well, I think whoever was in opposition at the time did use it more than um, so because we had it was a left wing government in Victoria and a right wing in New South Wales, and both were kind of getting bashed by the opposition. Hmm. Danilo, thank you for joining. Um, I appreciate all this, guys. This has been brilliant. Um, Going for all the conspiracy, I think it's fantastic. Um, um, I, I think some countries did that. I mean, look, what they did, it was disgusting in China. Seeing videos about authorities I think the conspiracy of the COVID. I think there's a case both sides. I think there's a case um, they went too far on on the lockdowns, and then there's the other side of did it not exist. I'm really interested looking. I'm trying to find the stats for how many people took for the people that took the vaccines and people that didn't. See what the death toll or illness is in both. If it's equal, then you can say, well, maybe the vaccines were a waste of time. If it's equal in both, well, see again, that could be a little bit misleading. Now, are they having heart attacks because of the vaccine, or did they already have heart problems anyway? Um, Now, well, flu cases went down in Australia. I mean, it was pretty much non-existent during the lockdowns because people weren't interacting. Now, as soon as the lockdowns were ended and it got people full, basically the flu cases start to go back up again. And I think now they're worried about having both the COVID and flu running up together. So, but I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I think the COVID one is probably the interesting one. I think that one's going to be difficult. Well, young people get a kind of up. I mean, look, it's something. Well, uh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to look into all this. I'm going to have a proper look into it. If you've got any links for information for me, I'm happy to look at it. And if you send it to me, message me, that would be great. Hello, Matthew Marshall. How are you, mate? Thanks for joining. We're having a discussion about all conspiracies. Mainly, we've done the flat Earth and Artemis, COVID. Now, the COVID one. I'm going to be careful how I say this because this could um, sound that I'm racist. Now, please believe me, I'm not. I'm married to a Filipino, so I'm not, and my kids are mixed. But here in Australia, we found that the areas that had most problems with uh, infection rates was areas where English wasn't the first language spoke, um, and so the theory was is that they weren't understanding the instruction we were given. Now I don't know if that's the case. I mean, again, I need to look at all the stats. So there's a lot of stats to look into to really get a proper picture. I don't think COVID's going away. By the way, um, I think it's here now. No, no, I wasn't trying to be. I mean, I'm just trying to say because English wasn't their first language. I should probably say better. Maybe they didn't understand. Look, my wife's a Filipina, and a lot of them don't speak. And so I'm trying to be careful of how I say that. I'm not racist. I love everybody from everywhere, and um, I don't judge people by race, gender, I think. But sometimes you've got to be realistic and honest in what you're saying. Um, Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't aware of that one. No, I mean it's got nothing to do with color. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got nothing to do with because there were white people who coming from like Eastern European countries and they were affected as well. So no, it's not got nothing to do with race or color or anything like that. Um, I agree. It's disgusting if people if you shouldn't judge people on color, race, gender. And I like to see the person. I'm just trying to say where most of the cases were. Yes, I think a lot. I think that's where a lot on the right wing were doing that. I agree. Uh, now, in Victoria, it tended to happen more on the what we call housing commission states, where they've got a strong, a big drug. use, and on those estates, they were blaming drug users and that sort of stuff. We were going house to house, house to house. New South Wales right wing, they were blaming people who didn't speak English proper, um, and saying, "Hello, Harry. Thank you for joining, mate. Any questions, please ask." We're going through talk about conspiracies. That's what my channel's about. Looking at conspiracies of all sorts. I hope Tongu, thank you for joining, mate. So yeah, and this is what I mean by conspiracies. You can see it on like both right and left wing, but they do it in a different way. I see myself as more centre right, slightly centre right, rather than on the left. So I believe in we should look after everybody. I will. I'll look up flu cases. I promise you. It might take me a few weeks to get the information together. Hello, Freya. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Uh, Appreciate it. Uh, I'm enjoying this one. I enjoy having these sorts of discussions because I think this is how we learn. Hello, Julia Arias. How are you? I think we should be able to have a grown discussion, talk about things, and really get into subjects that are probably a little bit sensitive. But I think if we talk about it proper and we don't stereotype. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, Chloe, you go. Take care, mate. Thanks for this. Thanks for taking part. Uh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Look, and um, it's not what I think. I'm just trying to say that's what people were saying. Look, like I said, my wife's a Filipina. English is not her first language, so I do get annoyed when people do bring. Thanks, Chloe. Take care, mate. Bring race and colour and that sort of stuff into it, and even because Australia's got plenty of interpreters and they do plenty of literature in other languages. So I think that's a good point. Please don't be offended, guys. I really don't mean anything by it. I love everybody. I judge the person, not what they look like or colour or race or whether or not they speak English. Spanish. Oh, cool. Oh, so are you? I'm trying to think. Where are you from? Can I ask where you're from? Um, am I conservative? Not. Oh, I'm not. I'm not. I can see some left wing stuff I like, and I can see some right wing. I'm not extreme right. I mean, they're all dickheads, and likewise, the far left are dickheads too. I think both sides cause problems. Oh, Colombia, nice. Oh, I was born in Australia. I live in Australia now, but I was raised in England, which is why they got the accent. But I'm married to a Filipina. My girl's a mixed race, so um, I really don't judge anybody. I mean, so it's am I full on conservative? No, maybe a little bit. Am I? Do I think? Would I vote for Bush? No. Would I vote for Joe Biden? Would I have voted for Joe Biden? No. I probably would have voted Clinton's in America. Um, I probably would have. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Um, I I mean, Trump was a bit of a dick. I mean, he did some good stuff, but at the same time, he was pretty stupid on a lot of stuff. Uh, I mean, he shouldn't have been in power. When he making things like, can we jip people with disinfectant? That was pretty stupid. Okay, okay, okay. Um, oh, what did I remember? Well, it depends which paper that you listen to. At the time of his election, I was in the UK. So if you read yeah, goodbye, Julian. If you just press a few likes before you go, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. Have a good one. Please follow if you can as well. That'd be good. Daunting Rabbit, thank you for joining. Now, in the UK, you had things like The Sun and The Star, who loved Trump, but they're probably more. You're far, not far right, but maybe a few steps over from the middle than I was. The Mail, a little bit there. Now, the Express and the Times were pretty. Nice to meet you too, Jan. Thank you very much. Really kind of you. I really appreciate it. Um, so nice, yeah. TikTok reporter guidelines. Thank you for joining. Please, any. Um, yeah, I know, but that's politicians. They're all as bad as each other. They all make promises and say things and then don't do it. They're all. I think when you're voting for a politician, I think you've got to look closely at politics. Is probably one time when you do got to look at the personality very strongly, and you've got to look at what they're saying, and I think right, okay, they all make promises you know they're not going to keep. Hello, good man. Thank you for joining, especially when they're talking about uh, some policies you look at. They're not going to keep that. They can't afford it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, I'm not in America, so it's difficult to judge. I can only judge on what they do here. Um, it's when they make massive spending promises and then they get, oh, I can't afford that. Um, like I think the wall. I know he started to build it. Did he finish it? Or I mean, from what I was told, and please correct me, the wall was not finished either because they couldn't afford it and nobody. Yeah, that again, that's politics all over the world. Now in okay, fair enough. Okay, see, I'm learning stuff here. Oh, Bigger Town, Bigger. Sorry if I say your name wrong. Thank you for joining. So, so this is interesting. So, what's uh, now? From what I gather, when it comes to the epidemic, Biden pretty much did pretty much the same as uh, Trump. He whinged and complained about it all, but then didn't do a lot different. It's the same here. Um, I mean, we had a right wing government. Well, say right wing. It was like against. It was a conservative, but not all the way. Um, they did a lot of things, and then the Labour, which is the left wing, made a lot of promises, and then um, got it. Oh shit, we haven't got enough money. So okay, okay, that's interesting. I need to, I do have to admit, I'm surprised Biden as well because he seems to be a bit confused at times. I'm surprised he got into power. Actually, I've seen some of his previous comments before he got into power, and he did say some pretty strange stuff. But people are saying he's a bit of a puppet president. That some of the Democrats put him in because he was a bit of a um, for some of the Democrats who weren't quite had the looks to get into power, but used him. Yes, yes, you can see that. Yes, and if you can't read from an auto cue, then questions need to be asked. I could do an auto cue when I'm doing my videos. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. Desi, thank you for joining. Oh, it's only one of us. Looks like it's just me, you. What? I do appreciate you being here, mate. I appreciate all the support. This is life. We agreed on the flat Earth, and then obviously on the COVID we disagreed, and our politics were showing. Yeah, why not? I mean, let's be honest about it. There's rumours that dead people do vote at elections, so hey, why not call in a dead senator? Didn't The Simpsons do an episode on that, on dead people voting? I'm pretty sure it's Lisa that was the main one on that one. I think it might have been Sideshow Bob when he went for mayor, and a lot of dead people voted. Yeah, yeah, that happens. Let's be honest, that does happen. That does happen. Oh, this is fantastic, guys. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this. So, I mean, could you? Okay, fair enough. Now, can I ask you a question? Are you 100% against Biden, or can you see some things that he did that you think, well, okay, that's good. I don't like him, but don't like most of what he does. But that one was okay. Like here, I'm like I said, I'm slightly right because I want lower taxes, but at the same time, okay, that's an interesting one. Um, now the Labour Party here are more for services. They want the services right, and unions and all that sort of thing. The problem is that's great, but it means the taxes go up. Oh, I'm just going to join. So one sec, let me.
Hey, how you going?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hope you're driving. Don't crash the car.
Pardon?
Don't crash the car if you're driving.
Oh no, it's okay. It's on hands free.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, I've been live for about nearly 2 hours now. We're doing my channel's we look at conspiracy theories and the stupidity. Well, hi guys, Dick, how are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good,
All
thanks,
the
mate.
good.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Biden did do a lot of strange things when he was asked about. Sorry, guys, we're just having a bit of a discussion on conspiracy theories, and that's what the channel's about. So, how are you guys?
We're good. What did you say you were talking about?
Good.
Sorry.
Well, my TikTok channel, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. We look at all the conspiracy theories like Flat Earth and COVID and 9/11 and all that sort of stuff. And that's what we've been talking about. Those sort of things for the last 2 hours. We're just getting into a discussion. So it's quite interesting listening to them because some of them do some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I don't know much about it.
Probably at some point, all right, guys.
Who said people that are doing shit?
So we get smashed.
Yeah, same. But that's alright. Okay, it's just for the fun.
Well,
Just see.
I've only got to a question, so
Yeah, I literally just got on, so I don't have like many people on here either.
yeah, thanks a lot, mate. Thanks for staying. Obviously staying on podcast. Take care, mate. Thanks for the like.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
How are you guys doing? Are we we all days off or working or?
Yeah, I'm just like working. I'm almost finished, which is good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, be safe driving. Please be safe driving.
Yeah, no, I'm not driving now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, no.
Default, you look like you're not driving, are you, mate?
I don't know if he can hear us.
No, got a bit quiet.
Oh, where'd she go? She left.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Where are you all from?
I'm from Sydney, Australia. What about you?
Oh, me too, Sydney. Woolloomooloo. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, guys. How are you
Nice
all?
weather today.
Good. How are you?
I'm coming to Sydney.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Where are you from?
From India, but living in Sydney.
Like actually living in Sydney? Where
But
in Sydney?
Oh, hey, accept it.
Yeah, I accept
You
it.
haven't accepted? One person has accepted.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
now it is.
So freaking
like,
hot.
Yeah, I've got the fan going at the moment. Full blast.
Yeah, it's freaking hot.
Double tap,
I've
guys.
literally got
Double
like
tap.
only 2 people
Share
in
the
here.
live.
Hi, Matt. How you
Mary,
going? You're near Windsor. Oh, cool. Windsor's nice.
Thanks, Lulu, for the likes.
Yeah.
Mary, Northern Beaches.
Thanks, Watt, for the likes again. Thanks, mate. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Thank you.
What
Man,
are you all
it's
up to?
so... Nah, nothing. I just am driving back from work. Wait, it's so hot. Is it hot where everyone else is? Like, it's freaking hot. I need to get this jacket. Gone.
It's alright here where I am.
Fuck, it's hot.
It's about 18 degrees here, but clear sky. We pissed it down overnight.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh,
Shubi.
thanks, Matt, for the follow.
Oh, thanks for the roses, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, that was nice. Deep, where are you?
Oh.
Deep, whereabouts are you?
It's hot up near more at the moment. Oh, yeah. It would be hot there. Isn't it, like, always hot there? Matt?
Yeah. I don't think I could live that far north. I struggle with you.
Oh, my God. I was on live the other night, and someone got me to do a... Oh, my God. Wait, you've got to check this out. Hang on. How do I turn my camera around?
Good question.
What the heck? How do you turn your camera around?
Thanks, Kat.
Not always.
Hi, Sal. Thank you for joining, mate. So just lit live at the moment, just a little bit thing, but thanks for the likes, mate.
What the
Appreciate
heck?
that. Sorry if I pronounce your names wrong.
Thanks, Kat.
I had a live on my other
Like,
TikTok channel, not this one.
Oh,
That
oh,
she
what?
was in a refugee centre in Christmas Island, and she wanted me to marry her.
Right, hang on, Matt. Wait. They're behind the car. Not like... Hang on, Matt. He comes around.
Bye, Handler. Thank you for joining, mate. Thank you. Oh, good to see you all. Oh, wow.
It was just so random. Like, that was just so random. Need one more person. Why do they keep dropping out for?
Where are you right now?
Me. I'm like stopped on the
Where?
side of the road. I'm nearly at my house. Oh, thanks for your Snapchat. Thanks, Matt. I'll add you. It's so loud. Man, we need one more person. Hey. How are you, Tommy? What are you
Where are you from, Tommy?
I don't know if you can hear. I don't...
Yeah, connection's not the best.
So loud. Hi, Hoppy. It's so quiet on here during the day.
Yeah.
Never actually come on during the day. I'm normally too busy.
Can't hear you. Trying to connect my earphone.
Oh, you can't hear anything, Tommy? Is that what you said?
Matty, thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's just so quiet during the day. I never come on during the day.
Like me. And that's all good. Only three people.
I don't know why.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear us okay?
AirPods weren't connected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where are you traveling to? What? You've got to accept the match.
He's also
Who hasn't accepted it?
I accepted the
Deep, you got to accept the match.
someone needs to accept it, yeah.
Yeah, it's Deep Kundu. I can't say your name, but you've got to accept the match. You keep not accepting it.
Oh well. Maybe. Not his thing.
I think he's frozen or something.
Yeah.
You got to accept the match, man. What's going on? I think he's like gone or something.
He
Yeah, I
was
know.
moving before.
Carly, his thing was too loud. What did you say, Tommy?
I think he was moving before.
Yeah. Oi, Deep Kundu. I don't know how to say your name, but you've got to accept the match. Oi, Deep Kundu. You've got to accept the match. Like, if you don't, you got to accept it. He's the only one.
There is network also.
You've got to accept the match.
Press the button.
Hi, Swagger. How are you today?
Oh, it's comedy value anyway.
Oh, man, this is the
DJ
main.
SWA, thank you for joining. Always appreciated.
So annoying.
Internet no good.
You got to accept the match.
Looks like he's got a bad connection.
Yeah, well, he's. Yeah, poor guy, but he needs to go then. I don't even know how to, like I know it sounds rude, but how do you kick him off then?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude, but it's not working. That's pretty rude. Hey, Swagger, do you know how to do that? How do you, like, kick someone out? Can you do that? Is that a thing? Hey, Pimp Daddy. Man, it's so hot, eh? Well, Carly, honestly, like,
Yeah, just we are talking, but we've just gone live hosting with a few other hosts, so just bear with us, please.
I don't know how to get this guy. Hey,
Will
Deep,
Stern champion. Yes, Sal.
Deep
Will Stern champion.
Kundu, you need to leave, mate.
Sal, one of my listeners or viewers, he's just put Will Staring champion 2022.
I know. Hey, Tommy, do you know how to do it? Do you know how to, like...
I don't know. I'll give it a try. Once I pull over, I'll give it a try. I'm just
Yeah.
new to this stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, same. I don't know. Swagger, if you're in here, do you know how to do it?
Yeah, we should be able to kick him. We're trying to figure it out.
There's a
Who
way.
does it though? Who's got the power?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. Maybe.
Oh
Hang
yeah,
on.
something happened. He's out. Can you hear me there, bud?
Yeah, it looks like they're all cutting out. I think they're all getting a bit. I'm trying to come out of this. I think maybe come out and go back in. I'm trying to figure out how you do that.
I think I have to stop live and go back in again or something.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. I've got my viewers listening to me anyway, so I gotta get a bit.
I'll get out of it. I'll go back in again.
Okay, mate. All good.
All right.
Sorry about that, guys. We just got a bit of live with chatting, so I was hoping they would go more into talk about what we're talking, but they didn't. That's okay. It's okay to have a bit of a move away from that. Thanks for your patience, guys. But that's all good. will stay in champion. I like that one. So we were talking before with what we was talking a bit about COVID, and then we got into Joe Biden and Trump, and trying to look at. It's interesting how you get different sides of politics tend to believe in different conspiracy theories. So it's really interesting. The right wing tend to be more flat Earth style things, and maybe moon hoaxes. No, sorry, more flat Earth. Left wings tends to be more aliens. Quite interesting. But anyway, guys, all good. I'm really enjoying all this. I'm enjoying. I've been in here. Where are we up to? How is everybody? How are you all doing? My TV's still on. Where you from, mate? No. Oh, 51 diamonds. That's good. That's. So I'm going to give it another 10 minutes. I promised my wife from the first one I'd only do 3 hours. I've been on for hours. I just want to say, guys, thank you to everybody who commented, took part, press likes. If you could press likes before I go, that would be really good. I'm hoping to do another live. I don't know if I can do tomorrow. I promised my wife and girls I'd spend a bit of time with them. But this has been fantastic. Absolutely, really enjoyed it. The discussions have been fantastic. The questions have been good. Even Globy, who was a flat earther, claimed to be part into it. I'm not so sure. I think he was probably further in than he said. But he asked questions. He took part. It doesn't matter if you're a conspiracy or whatever conspiracy is, or I mean, we've all got something we're kind of skeptic about, but it's good to listen to everybody's point of view. I don't believe in the flat Earth. I think it's just a non-starter, and I'm really interested in the conspiracy side and trying to look into why people believe in this and trying to hopefully show them how bad those beliefs are. So, like I say, guys, I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much. If you could follow me, that'd be great. I will follow you all after this. Please take care, and I love you all. Bye bye. How do we get out? There we go. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much. That's okay. I'm going to do another live tomorrow. I did start quite late today, but I really appreciate it, guys. Again, if you could just press the likes for us, if you want to join, that would be great. Sal, I will probably I'll try and follow yours, and then you'll get links to when I go live again, and maybe we can get more join and have a discussion about conspiracies because I think it's fantastic. Thanks, guys. Please take care. I love you all. I really do appreciate whether you're flat earth or global or not. I genuinely appreciate it. Bye bye. Bye bye.